Someone's cooking some yummy food. It makes them happy. There's a smell that makes someone happy. So there's a happy memory. There's a happy memory. We also rolled moon in the 11th. Maybe that's relevant to some of you, or that's something you want to look up. Do you smell that? And this is the card of happy. You want to look at that? Does it go this way? Let's leave it that way. So, happy memories. This could be happy memories in relation to what you're connected to in a wider circle. Like, not your little tiny circle, but like the things you're a part of that are bigger. Or it was like a bigger, it could be like a bigger event. Even if, I'm actually seeing where like, regardless of how the situation played out as a whole, this larger circle, this larger situation, it's as if someone's, the way they're remembering it now, or will be, because someone could be a little bit confused, is like remembering the good part of it, even if that was a hard thing. It's like you remember the good lesson, or you remember, but the first thing was like, I saw someone kind of going to an event, like they were with people that they loved, and like around there was some really awesome people in that place, and it's like it smells good, and it's sunny, and they're just really happy to be there. So this might be something, actually, maybe you want to try to remember when you were little. I don't know if this is like at a family member's house, or if you went to like an amusement park, or a family gathering or something where you're like, there was food around, it was sunny. I want you to think about this. There was food around, there was lots of other people. It wasn't like a handful. Again, it was like a big circle of people. I want you to think back to that time, because there's some really positive memories there. Okay, so we're supposed to choose out of these. I feel like I use my cod box to make, oh, I think these are different. Hold on. Yep, and let's see. Okay, we're gonna use all of them. Let's see. Sometimes these are a little shadowy, but when you were little, like, who was your hero when you were little? Like, someone you really looked up to? Okay. Oh, spirit. So, okay. I guess. All right, dark piece. Interesting. This is going back to what we talked about, where it was like, okay, even if the time in your life, this situation was, something about it was a little bit sad. Like, oh, the water's boiling. Hold on. Just a second. The situation I'm kind of seeing was like, okay, again, I keep going back to like a family reunion or something like that. Again, there's food, there's people, it's sunny, it's a good time. But maybe when you go back to that memory, there's something about it where like there's something in there that wants to show you this little spirit, this little fairy is like, okay, invisible. It wants you to remember something differently. Let's see. Journey in the dark peace. Oh, okay. Let's go into it. Lens, yes. So it feels as if there's a. This is a. Okay, so there's a memory. Some of you. This is again where where if you go back, the memory is not so positive. It's like. It's not happy. For instance, it's confusing. If for some reason it's that, it wants you to look at it a little bit differently. It wants you to remember the positive part of that, even if it's just the lesson. Because now I'm seeing like cookies being cooked, and they come out of the oven, and there's these little kids, and it's like, oh, I love these cookies, but then it's kind of like, but grandma's not here anymore. Like it's like it goes to the positive and then instantly goes to the negative. It instantly goes to the sad thing instead of being like, no, I remember, oh, I love, like when I smell this, when I smell fresh cooked cookies or like barbecue or whatever it is, it's like, this makes me think about my grandma. This makes me think about my childhood in a positive way. If for some reason, maybe some of you, aromatherapy could be helpful in ways of remembering something that makes you, again, remember the good thing. And I specifically see that some of you, it's like when you, like maybe you want to cook. If you like to cook, that might be something where it's like, oh, my great aunt used to always cook this. Or maybe it's something like in ways of heritage, or again, when you grew up, it's like, now I'm seeing like blueberry muffins. It's something where like, because smell has so much to do with memory. And this wants you to remember something positive instead of always going to the dark piece about it. Now, this could be very presently in relation to like your, because now I'm seeing, okay, interesting. Now I'm seeing where, okay, we have this childhood situation, this previous situation. Now we go back into this present moment, and it's, as you walk forward on the path, it's like someone can smell something, right? Again, and it makes them happy. They're like, where's that? They smell, now I'm seeing bacon. It's like, you can just smell that. Most people, this smells good. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, where is that coming from? So if you're just walking around, again, maybe some of you are at an event and it's like, yeah, now I'm going back to that situation. And it's just like, oh man, that smells so good. Like, where is that coming from? And they follow the scent. So again, what the focus wants is to focus on something that smells good. I guess you have to go back to food, some kind of food, and then you follow that back. Like, I don't know if I'm explaining this right. Because there's some interesting, like, shadow work here, but it's in the light. And I see someone, like a little telephone operator, is like adjusting things so that, like, again, maybe the memory now goes to or back to a positive place, when for a while, when they would tap into it, when they would remember it, it's like they'd always fall in the hole again of, it's just like, well, I love blueberry muffins again, but my grandmother used to make blueberry muffins, and I heard, and she was a bitch, or like, she's dead. It's like boom, it goes into this familiar path. Yeah, and change the familiar path. So maybe some of you need to create a new association with something if it doesn't suit you. You know, if it does go to that, again, let's go back to that. Hold on. The creator. I do think this is going back to childhood a lot. That's where it keeps going. Because this feels like the sidewalk poem, right? When I remember this, when it doesn't, when you don't remember it or feel into it, when in your body, when you remember it, if you don't feel happy about it, then it's almost as if someone's walking down the path and they fall in that hole, you know, and then they remember it again and they're like, okay, I kind of remember that there was a hole here, and you're walking along and you fall in again. Then you go in and you remember again. You tell the story again, and then you're going down that path and you're like, okay, I see the hole now. I try to go around it, but I still fall in. Then we got to remember it again. How many times does this usually happen? 5? 4 or 5, a handful of times, right? And then eventually a person remembers, I'm not going to walk. When they remember it, they realize, like, I'm not even going to walk down that path that I heard just brings me unhappiness. At least in relation to this specific thing. And I do think you really want to tap into your positive family memories in relation to food for some reason. Because I think for some of you, now when I looked at the smell, some of you, there's something where, like, it didn't smell good. It turned you off. It was like, nope, I don't. And maybe that's part of the if that's the case, maybe part of the memory shifting is like, okay, that helped me to realize that that is not for me. You know, maybe they like that. That made them happy, but that doesn't make me happy. And that there's gratitude for that. Okay. Let's choose a closing card. Interesting reading. This is a new moon in Pisces too. Okay, 2. All right, we have peace. Beautiful. Okay, so we make peace with something. And then an outside influence. So maybe someone outside of you can help you, good-natured, and success and victory. And then we also have this parting and death. So there's some kind of change, again, in relation to finding peace with something that when the memory would go again to something unhappy, it's like, this is such a peaceful little spirit. This is also when someone was like a child, it's like this could be like when someone had invisible friends, or like they believed in fairies, or they believed in magic, or they just like, I don't know. Yeah, there's someone with dark hair that can also help, that's helping you. Dark hair or dark eyes that is helping someone figure out more about this hole in the sidewalk. You know, and maybe this is someone like, how did you, you know, because I'm seeing someone again be like, they can smell it, but they can't like find it. So they remember it, but they can't find it. So with some memories, again, I hope I'm not being redundant, but like with some memories, especially childhood memories, with some memory, it's just like, I see the operator again. It's like, it's just switching, you know, tingly. It's like switching the, it's like changing the dial. It's changing the connection so that when you go in there, you can, even if your eyes were closed, you can feel this hole before you even get there, and you're like, nope, that's not the way I go. And this is kind of like a gentle. Oh, you know what's interesting is I can smell something right now. It smells strong, and it smelled good, but like then once I smelled it, I was like, is it burning? Like, is it burning? Like something's burning. And it's like, no, it's just really strong. I would also just say that like sense of smell right now is really powerful. Like you're gonna be like, that smells so good to me. You know what I mean? Like yeah. It's some kind of smell is leading you in a direction I sense that you're supposed to go. But again, it may be for some of you where the smell is like a fire, you know, like, oh, wait, something's burning. Like, where is that? And because if we smell something burning, what happens? That's like a natural reaction, right? Like it puts you on guard. It isn't a happy feeling. So it's softening something that would again like put someone on guard. And I do sense, I keep seeing someone actually having something that smells good to them. That could be helpful. And again, if you're working through memories that aren't happy, or you're trying to find the happy place within them, I think the thing that doesn't smell good, or again that isn't remembered in a happy way, is also softening. Like it's starting to fade and you're like, oh, okay, that was just the wind. You know, that's I don't need to be worried about this. Right? Old injury. Yeah. Someone broke their arm when they were little. Or like broke a bone. Okay. I'm going to say that's that. I hope this was helpful. Peace out.